Turkey, they give me mineral. I enter place, they serve me food. They say, whether they serve me the food, I just say I go pay for the food. They say I no go pay. Say na so that they chop her. So when I go that, they give me wrapper, they give me one to cover eye, they give me one to put for here. I come climb, waiting they carry person go food like this.
Day and just spending some time with my family before I go. My mom missing me already, my baby sisters, and yeah, we're just getting ready. On the day of my travel was the day the obedience movement. Peter Obi, a presidential aspirant of the Labour Party in my country, Nigeria, was going people were campaigning for him. So my flight was scheduled for the evening, but because of where I live, I had to leave on time in order to get early, to get to the airport on time to check in and go through immigration and all of that, so as not to miss my flight. So this is us going. Yeah, we had to leave early to beat traffic, and we had to take the rural areas of Lagos. We didn't take the main road so as not to meet the campaigners, because they gave information like 2 days or a week before. So I knew they were going to be on the road that day. Yeah, I had to make plans. So yeah, finally we're on our way to the airport, and this is I think this is the way. We're almost there at this point. Yeah, so yeah, basically we were close to the airport. We just left, and I was just in time to do all I had to do as it concerns sign as it concerns checking in and all of that. So guys, at this point I checked in. I've already checked in. I've gone through immigration, and I was just at my boarding gate waiting for the time. Remember I told you I went on time, just because I'd rather be early than having to run or be out of breath running down in order not to miss my flight. So I was there on time, and yeah, it's time for boarding. I made some friends. Yeah, we boarded. We were just the line. Then we've been fixed again, and finally we boarded the plane. And yeah, the whole excitement was just coming on for me. I was feeling so good. I was like, wow, finally this is becoming a reality. And of course, like I said, it was a night flight, and yeah, there's not much to see. Yeah, we boarded, and I was just like, I had a window seat. And one thing that really struck me is the aerial view of Lagos up in the sky. It's breathtaking, it's beautiful, the landscape, the lights and all. I found it fascinating. As I watched from my window, from my seat, I saw, like, it's so beautiful to look at. So yeah, there's nothing much. The night flight, gradually the plane lifted up into the night cloud, and it was time to settle in. But funny enough, I was tired, but I could not sleep at the moment for reasons that I do not even know. So I opted to watch some movies. I watched a movie from one of my favorite actors, Kevin Hart. So I watched the movie. Yeah, I tried my best to complete the movie from beginning to the end. And yes, I feel like it was a good watch. I can't really remember is it Daddy Duties or something? I can't really remember the title of the movie, but I really enjoyed watching it. So later I was just chilled. Yeah, I just sat down, chilled. They brought food with it, and I was very, very hungry. Very hungry. I don't know. They brought food around half 12. Yeah, I used Turkish Airways, and the food. I don't think I even like the food. It's just there. So I had wine, bread, you got stuff like, yeah, chicken and veggies and all of that. Yeah, and it was so nice. It was so nice. Well, it didn't have pepper. I don't know. They have pepper, but yeah, that's it about the food. I downed my wine, and yeah, I then went back to finish up with my movie. Finished up with my movie. Yeah, cleared my plates and all of that. So, guys, at this point, I was very tired. I just wanted nothing more than to sleep. That was just the only thing on my mind. But I wanted to have experienced the whole journey. But then when I look out in the sky, everywhere is dark. I'll be like, I had some coffee because it was getting cold in the flight. It was getting cold in the plane, so I took some coffee. And finally, we got to Turkey around past 3. That's I myself and my friend. Yeah, so we were clueless. We didn't even know what to do. We were just walking around. Yeah, just walking around. And later we figured out that we had to go through international transfers. Oh my god. So yeah, this is also waiting before we realized. And then finally, when we passed through immigration and international transfers, we got into the duty free area. We took some pictures. We looked around. Turkey was so beautiful to look at, and all of that. I was running ahead of time because I was trying to beat up. My plane was like for 10:10, and this was like 9:15 or 9:30. So I just had to just round up with them here and quickly go to my boarding gate in order to catch my flight before they leave me. Because if they leave me in Turkey, what will I do? Hey, so I had to rush, and finally I boarded my plane. Now this is a morning flight, and it was raining. Yeah, so this is it. It was raining, and we boarded, and I think I like this morning flight better than the night one because the plane is upgraded, and yeah, the food was quite better than what I got from the other one. So I was just there. Yeah, I was just making my content, minding my business, and taking in the view from the sky. Now, look at that view. Look at that view from the sky. Look at the clouds. I was literally in the clouds. Like, man, it was so good. I felt like reaching out my hand and to touch one cloud as it passed by me. Crazy me, but the view was nice, the atmosphere, everything was just perfect. Now look at the landscape. I think that was when we got to London. Finally we got served, yeah, the food. That was eggs and bread, veggies, and finally they added pepper. Even though the pepper is not peppery, it was not peppery as I would have loved, but at least it was something. I managed it. Yeah, so the service was okay. I continued, yeah, watching the view. Yeah, when we got to London, this is the landscape of London, of the UK. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to the destination. I was supposed to land at Heathrow, and yeah, that is it. I really enjoyed the experience of traveling for the first time. This is the first time I'll be traveling internationally. Yeah, and I did it alone, and it went perfectly well, and I'm so grateful to God. I'm grateful to every the pilot. I'm just happy, you know. So finally gets closer and closer, and now you could make out the different sites and places we pass because I feel like the altitude is reducing. Yeah, so and that is it. We got to London, nothing much, just the experience, the views, and all of that, and the fun that I had, the friends I made, and yeah, I get because I'm someone that loves nature so much, and I was so delighted to be in that space where I get to appreciate nature and see how far what God has done and how beautiful it looks. And yeah, overall, it was a nice trip. Yeah, I transited through Turkey. Yeah, and finally landed at Heathrow Airport. So yeah, it's nothing much. Then the view to enjoy at this point. I don't have anything more to say. Just enjoy from here on. Um, yeah,